Mais uma entrevista desde o Media Day da Tudor. Estamos com Mr. Matteo Trentin, a quem agradeço. A partir de agora continuamos em inglês. Matteo, my Italian unfortunately is not good enough to allow you to speak in your native language, but I'm sure your English is quite perfect for this. I would like to first thank you for this little chat and start by asking you are with 35, which is a beautiful age. I'm 39, so I feel young and
almost the same.
so you are younger than me, and you look younger, you look fresh, and you look motivated. Are you motivated to this new season and to continue this new chapter at Tudor Cycling?
Yeah. First of all, my Portuguese is also not so good, so better speak in English. Yeah, I'm 35, going 36 this year, but I'm still motivated. I still love cycling. I still love training, go to the races, having this adrenaline from the race and this pressure to perform, and it doesn't make me anxious, or it's not something I don't want to do. I still like to do it, so as long as you keep it like this, I like to race.
You had a quite good season in 2024. You won, which is always important because you are a natural born winner. You won at the Tour of Wallonie, which was Tudor's first 2-point pro win. It's a young team, obviously, so it's easier to become a pioneer, but I'm sure it was an important moment for this structure.
Yeah, because, like as you say, the team is super young, both in riders and in the history of the team. They only this year is going to be the third year at the end. So, and we are already, like in the front of the races. We participate in race not only to pin our number on the back, but just to be protagonists in the race. And yeah, winning a 2.2 pro race, general classification, it's a little milestone for the team. Now you tick the box and you say, okay, we did that, and we want to continue to do that. And then big riders come to the team, and they decide to join the project. They decide to believe in what Tudor Pro Cycling is building, which is, I think, at the moment is the biggest win for the team.
You mentioned big riders are coming to the team, but you are also a big rider. And when you came to the team, what was your motivation?
I got presented the project first. Of course, I got first a chat with Ricardo Scheidecker, which I know from my time at Quickstep, and he was the first approach I got to the team. And then you start to talk with Rafi, you talk with Fabian, and then I talk again with Ricardo, and then you all this little circle of people speaking about what Tudor Pro Cycling is all about. And then you go to the races and you get to see the team racing, and then you see actually what people telling you is actually how the team really acting in the race. So they say we want to be protagonists. We don't want to be just there for racing our bike from A to B, or maybe doing a breakaway, and with that we are fine. And then you start to think. I started to think like, yeah, these guys actually stand behind their word. And when I joined the team, you can actually see what they say. What they want to be, the team to be, is actually what the team is going to be. The behavior of the team, the culture of the team is something you need to build with time, but is exactly what they present me at the beginning. So I think my choice was pretty good.
In the preparation for our conversation, I was checking. I always like to check the early years of the veteran riders. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I noticed was that in your junior years, even in your under 23 years, you rode a lot in Italy and not so much away from Italy. Yeah. Nowadays, you've been a rider for a Belgian team, a Polish team, an Australian team. Now you're on a Swiss team. You've become quite a globetrotter in cycling. How is it? Has this been a fun adventure for you?
Yeah, it was. It was, and it's still fun. It will be fun still for at least a couple of years. Let's say it's the cycling changed a lot. So if you see my junior and under 23 years, we're talking about 15 years ago. So until 2010, 2011, and that's where actually cycling in the amateur level started to change a lot. I remember, like, from my age, I'm from 89. Only me and Salvatore Puccio actually turned pro in a foreign team. Because I turned in Quickstep and he turned in Sky. All the other guys, big champions, big riders, they all turned in Italian team between Lampre, Liquigas, and all the Pro Conti team. So at the time, as an Italian, you got actually a lot of choice to turn pro into an Italian environment. And I didn't have that choice because no one on the Italian team actually ever reached out to me. But I got the choice to go to Quickstep. As Salvatore got the choice to go to Sky at the time. And that's from that year actually really changed cycling. Under 23 team evolved into Devo team, slowly evolved into Conti team first, sorry, and then into Devo team. Italian more than other riders start to be more international. Like if you see all the Benelux already race all together. Danish come often to Belgium, to Germany. Germans go to Belgium, French go to Belgium, Belgium go to France. In Italy, like in Spain or in Portugal, we are more local. So we tend to stay around our regions, only racing there. There were enough quality to get out as a big rider. But nowadays, if you don't race internationally, it's very difficult to turn pro and be ready for what is waiting you on the other side.
As you said, cycling changed a lot. You've been living through, I don't know if I'm correct by saying this, between two different eras of cycling. At least it's different from when you turned pro. And you still managed to win. You won before, you are still winning. How do you persist? How do you resist in this new cycling? Because there are a lot of young people coming into the pro ranks with a lot of quality. They ride faster and faster each year. How do you still beat them?
I mean, I probably pass, in terms of classic season, 3 different eras. Because when I come to the pro cycling at the beginning, was the Bonen Cancellara, let's say, fighting era. Then Peter Sagan come in between the end of Fabian and Tom. Peter start to be one of the best of the rank together with Van Avermaet. And then when they start to go down a little bit, and was the rise of Van der Poel and Van Aert and Pedersen as well. So it's let's say it's 3 different kind of riders. These 3 different riders actually into my cycling stories career. To be always there, I think I just say before, I enjoy training, I enjoy racing, and having this continuous not feedback, but this continued effort to be better, to get on a step forward, one step more. As long as I'm able to do this extra step every year, is something I like to do.
You mentioned the classics. The classics are close to your heart. You are also in a team where the team owner is actually a classics legend. I can only imagine that after winning at the Pro Series, after winning Milano-Torino with Arvid Klein a couple of years ago, after winning, after participating at the Giro d'Italia, the classics should be one of the next objectives for the entire team. You being a classics leader, do you still dream of winning a big one? You were quite close at Gent-Wevelgem, and how is it possible to win nowadays? Because as you mentioned, there's a new rivalry, and a lot of riders, you said Van Aert, Van der Poel, I add Pogacar, which is also a player on those type of races. How is it possible to turn the table and beat these guys that are mainly favorites?
It's very difficult. I wouldn't say impossible, because if you see with Pedersen, he could actually got the better of Van der Poel in Gent-Wevelgem. But yeah, at the moment you have this rank of 4 to 5 riders, which are actually, when they are on a good day, they have also a really strong team around them, which has also helped them a lot. They actually play almost in another league, and then you need to be there all the time to profit from where they may be not in that league, or they maybe step down a little bit because of anything. Like maybe they have a problem, maybe they have a bad day, maybe they just wasn't meant to be that way. It doesn't happen too often, but it does happen. So you need to be there all the time. You need to be consistent. You need to be ready to profit of any mistake. Lately, maybe the races went pretty much straightforward because the weather we found it was more or less good. So when the weather is good, normally it's an easier race to race when you have a strong team. But never say never.
So we should pray for a wet season for the classics. Lots of rain, cold.
No, I don't say that, but that's one of the few things that cannot be controlled by the team. Then maybe it can play in my favor or somebody else's favor, maybe not. Doesn't really matter. They are good in the rain as well. It's not like they are not good in the rain. But yeah, I mean, you need to be there. That's it. When you're there, then you can profit of any situation that can be created in a race.
Allow me to take you back a few years. Let's go back to Yorkshire. I remember when I was commentating the World Championship, and when it came to the sprint between you and Mats Pedersen, me and my co-commentators, we all said Matteo Trentin will be the next world champion. We had such a faith that perhaps we committed the mistake of overlooking Mats Pedersen, which in the end won. How do you look at 2019 and that moment of decision? How do you think about that? From every now and then, are you completely through with that race? It was only a race because it was a big chance of becoming world champion.
Yeah, I mean, I think at that point I was the only one who really realized that the stronger guy won that day, because I didn't know very good Mats at the time. He was super young, but he was already second in Flanders the year before, and he actually was new to be one of the best riders when the condition is the condition we saw in Yorkshire at the time. And to be honest, I made one of the best sprint I ever do in this kind of scenario, so hard, long and cold race, and it just smoked me. So it's nothing to say, like the legs talked at the time, and I didn't lose for half a wheel. I lose for a good bike length, or maybe two. So yeah, of course it's a shame. Of course everybody was there. It was me, him and Stefan Kung. Every one of us want to be world champion, but only one can be. And at the end, Mats, in the year that came after that, he showed the kind of rider he is, and now he's top 5 in the UCI ranking from a couple of years. He won big races. He won again other big races. He's always there. So I think it was a kind of a surprise for most of the people, maybe for myself as well. But the moment he passed me and the way he passed me, I couldn't say anything to myself. I said, okay, we tried to find maybe excuses looking at the data. The data were good. He was just better. So that's it.
Hopefully this season in the classics we will have the full cast of the movie, because last season we were deprived of a few talents due to crashes. If everyone is there, what is your mental approach, for instance, to Ronde van Vlaanderen or to Paris-Roubaix? Do you, for instance, think it's intelligent to anticipate the moves, where to do it? Is it a survival race?
It's difficult to say because if you see when we won with UAE with today, the idea was to anticipate to actually put Visma and Alpecin on the back foot, and they have to pull, which worked at the time. And it was 2023. Then we tried to do the same in 24, and Van der Poel just spent the whole team into pulling into the second time Quaremont, because he knew that if he goes to the second time Quaremont, there is no way somebody gonna drop him. So, like the race played in one way 23, then they learn about what they can do better, and they did. Because we start attacking as it used to be in 23 from the Wolvenberg, and the race move on. But at the end, Alpecin race really clever. They just close on every attack or get close enough to don't have a breakaway gun. And at the end, Van der Poel with his class and with his shape, he just ride people off the wheel, and that's it. And when Tadej won, we got a different tactic. We just need to put him on the back foot, put them work, put them pressure, and then we knew Tadej can go and drop him off. And that's what happened. So let's see in 25 what's going to happen. Because if Van der Poel doesn't have a super strong team, then he has to move. And if you do like a group like we were in 23, 23, it was like, if I remember good, it was me, Stefan Kung, Mats Pedersen, Nathan Van Hooydonk, the American guy, Theo Jorgensen, who's else, Fred Wright, and a few other guys. So it was a pretty solid group. But the intention of everybody was going away. Just leave this guy behind, because if we go with this guy, we're gonna lose. And that's exactly what happened. When Tadej and Matteo come back, we just got left behind. So if the intention of everybody is just leave them in the dust behind and make them to chase, then it can happen. But if the team they have is good enough, then maybe it doesn't. Maybe Roubaix is a little bit more open. But it's also depending from environment. It's headwind, it's not headwind. How much man he has. Nobody has a flat tire, for example. So it's you need to be there, as I said before. If you're there, then you can play. If you're not there, then you don't.
Matteo, one last question. What would be a good 2025 for you? What is the one thing that might lead you to think, okay, I'm fine with this season. I achieved this.
Being slightly better than last year. I think last year at times I was really good. And at times I commit some mistake and I didn't really bring home what I wanted. So yeah, just rise a little bit the performance of my consistency, and that's gonna be a good year.
Aqui fica a conversa com o Matteo Trentin, mais uma desde o Media Day da Tudor.